Hi everyone, welcome back to Find Me in a Book. Today we are talking about pirates. If you love pirates, if you love like the Ever King, the Ever Queen, like that series. I honestly haven't read a ton of pirate books, but you don't really, see that subgenre a lot. And so when I found this one on TikTok, I was like, interesting. I didn't read a lot about it. I had just heard that it was very, very good. And so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. The book that I'm talking about is Bloody Black by Rhiannon Hargadon. It was incredible. I'll just say that. It was incredible. It is a standalone, which I did appreciate that. Sometimes series are fine. Like I enjoyed doing reading series, but sometimes you just need a good standalone book. The last really good, well, I can't say the last one, but like I'll say the one that sticks out in my mind, like the last good standalone was Amid Cloud and Bone. That book was incredible, and so I reach for standalones because I do like just the closing of a story, and you don't have to read book after book after book. Anyways, this one was incredible, and it is pirates. There are some trigger warnings. It is a little more, not, I guess, brutal, you could say, in nature, just because they are pirates. And if you've seen movies, if you've read stories about pirates, they're not like, nice. They're just very gruff individuals. And how this story, like, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but let's just say that it's like a retelling of Blackbeard. And there's a lot of like empowering moments as a female in this book that I loved. We start out with the princess, and there is a betrayal, which there are some scenes of like not domestic abuse, but of abuse, that what's happening. It doesn't go into a lot of detail, but I just want you to be aware, like, look at the trigger warnings. And so she finds herself on this boat. She's made this certain deal and then those deals manifest themselves as these like tattoos on her neck, which she then gets kind of the nickname of Blackbeard, which was so cool. And then most of the crew that she does rescue for this boat or this ship are female. And so to have like her as the captain, and when they go ashore, they have a guy that's there as part of the crew that he takes on the persona as Blackbeard. And so she's trying to get revenge on this person that really like he basically took away her kingdom. So she is going through all these revenge. And so you go through kind of her hunting down the individuals that were involved in all of this and seeing like really how hurt she is. And it is a romance, of course. There is someone that comes into play that she's very, very hesitant towards. Of course, she's been really like abused by men and the male gender, and so she's very untrustworthy towards any male. And so for her to learn how to just like forgive herself, but like also open herself up to being loved again and being touched in general was very, very like inspiring. And just this whole story, like the storyline, the characters, the plot, the twists, the empowerment, the just like play on the back of Blackbeard, like just everything intertwined was so good. It was so good. And at a certain point, you're like, yeah, this is all revenge, but is it worth it to go through with all this revenge? And she has those thoughts herself, and people around her like, is this worth it? Are you sure you want to do this? And her trying to figure out if it is worth it, or if she should let it go, or how to process it herself. And it really, like, there's some great like values, there's some great character movement, there's great character developing for all the characters. There wasn't one character where I was like, meh. Like everything was so laid out. I really think that this is one of my top 10 books for the year because of just, I was so into the story. I was so into the characters. I understood like where they were coming from. You could see both sides. This was a single point of view, so it's just like the princess, and how it kind of evolves towards the end and resolves itself, like the whole story, and yeah, the twists, the turns, the rooting for her, the aching for the pain that she's gone through. It just overall was a beautiful, beautiful story and redemption. And I can't say more because I don't want to like spoil anything. It was so beautifully laid out. It really was. Again, it's Bloody Black by Rhiannon Hargadon. I want to see if she has read or if she has wrote any other books because I enjoyed her writing. I enjoyed everything about this experience. It really was an experience. That's the thing. I enjoy books that I have an experience with, that takes me from down here to up here to down here, like this. I love it because you see her character just be so just at the bottom. Like, how is she going to get out of this? How is she going to build herself up? Like, what characters are going to help her, like supporting characters, and then to see her at the height of who she is, and but have all this revenge that she wants to take, and she can't see anything past her revenge, and then how the other characters come into play again, that they're like, hey, let's work through this together, and they didn't abandon her, and they're like, no, you're the captain, like you're leading us, like we trust you. And it really involves all of your brain. It really involves all your emotions, and I can't recommend this book enough. It really just is so good. It hits all my boxes. And I do love that it's a pirate romance. And so if you're not like, if you haven't ever really read a pirate romance, like I think that this would be the perfect one for you because it is so good. It's a 5 out of 5. I'm not even joking. Like, it is so good. Spice level, I'd say it's like a 3 out of 5. Like, there are some spicy, no, hold on. Maybe it's like a 2.5 out of 5. Like, there are some great moments, but you're not really focused on the spice. You're more focused on her, being more comfortable with herself and her accepting touch and her thoughts and what her triggers are, and just going through that. And I feel like that's more important than the actual spice that's happening. I highly recommend that you pick up this book because it is incredible, and I will definitely keep Rhiannon on my authors to watch. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And we're in November now, which is really exciting. Starting from the beginning of September to the end of the year is really the best time of the season. And I know that there's a lot of books that are going to be being released in the next 30 days and next 60 days. So I'm really excited to jump into those. I promise I will read Mate from Ali Hazelwood. I really haven't gotten to it yet, but I promise it's coming. Let me know what you guys are reading. I wanna know if you have any recommendations, any other pirate recommendations. I'm loving it. So anyways, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.